up, guys? It's Carter, and I'm back with another video. And back at it here, starting with the max effort upper day, doing a barbell bench press with about 27 pounds of chains. So this is at 285 plus the chains, and that went pretty well. Nice clean rep, nice and tough. It was perfect in my opinion. Wasn't too grindy or anything. So that's what I aim for when I do the max effort work. Then we moved on to some dumbbell bench press. Still using the 85s here. Seems to be a good weight for the time being. Having a little inflammation in that shoulder, that left shoulder, but nothing too bad. Actually went ahead and left the audio in for this one, just to see how you guys like it. Take a little page out of my man Philip's book here from Baby Giant Barbell. Usually I'm listening to music. That's the only reason I don't keep the audio in, because I don't want to get a copyright hit. But just went ahead and pause my music for recording these sets. So let me know in the comments what you guys think, if I should leave that in. But moving on to the rest of the work here, threw in a little bit of pull-ups here. Those felt pretty decent, but forearm's still not 100%. I'm just going to try to throw in a set here and there and kind of test the forearm out, see how it feels. So I finished up my other two sets with the pull down, and I think I got about 13 or 14 reps on those really wide pull-ups, and I'm weighing about 209 right now. So I'm up about 8 pounds since I ended my cut a couple months ago. That's up a little more than I wanted to be, but it's like immediately when I stopped my cut that first week, I gained back like 3 or 4 pounds because of the I guess I upped the carbs a little bit. So it is what it is. I'm trying to slow the gains down a little bit as far as the weight gain, but we'll see how it goes. I'm shooting for maybe a couple pounds a month, and I just don't want to gain too much fat. So we just did some side raises at about 30 pounds per dumbbell, and some rear delt flies with about 20-pound dumbbells, and kind of doing them the way that I got this way from John Meadows. Took the audio out of this clip because the fan was blowing right into the camera mic, and it was really loud and obnoxious. So I'm gonna try to keep the fans off when I'm recording from here on out, because it's a little annoying, I'm hearing. So on to max effort lower day. I was working up to some deadlifts here, so that was 365, moved really well. So I went ahead and went up to 405, pulling off some 1.5 inch blocks here, and I was pulling up here and just felt a little bit of a tweak in my back, so I bailed on the lift there. Wasn't quite sure. I mean, it was kind of like a automatic thing. Like, I didn't think about like, oh man, there's a tweak and let me drop it. I just kind of felt it, automatically drop the weight. And then it's kind of just seeing how it felt afterwards. It felt okay. So I went ahead and just, did this version of the good mornings using the belt squat and the chest harness. So I didn't have to have any axial loading. And these felt pretty good. They were real tough, but they do feel good. And it's kind of, I know it's a good morning, but it's kind of feels a little bit like a RDL too, just because of where the weight is pulling down, kind of like it would with an RDL when you're holding it with your arms. But I do really like that variation. I think I'm going to use that a lot going forward, to kind of minimize the low back fatigue. And then went ahead and went on to some belt squats, and trying to push these pretty hard now. Trying to push the weight up a little bit, doing a real wide stance here. It's probably a little bit wider than what I'd use for my normal squat stance, kind of trying to build up some of the musculature in the leg, like the adductors and stuff. Hit those glutes hard. And like I said, it was really tough. Back was a little tight, but it was still feeling all right. And moved on to some glute ham raises. And this thing sounds like a creaky old ship or something. But yeah, we do these pretty much every lower day, and then end with some reverse hypers as well. These were a bit of a struggle. I was kind of doing them slow. I didn't want to make any sudden movements and kind of hurt my back even more. So just being very careful here. And like I said, ended with the reverse hypers. And usually when my backs are bothering me a little bit, like these make my back feel a lot better because of the decompression component. However, these didn't really seem to help my back too much. Kind of felt the same before and after. So, and then later on in the day, my back really tightened up on me. I tried to stay moving. I tried not to lay down too much, but back ended up tightening up on me, and it was pretty sore for the next couple days. Generally, something like this might sideline me for a week or two, but I kept the heating pad on it, and it seems to be doing all right. Not nearly as bad as it is when I've heard it in the past. So that's promising, but we're definitely going to take the max effort lower day work out and just replace it with the speed work going forward for a couple weeks, whatever it takes. But it's just how it's got to be going forward to avoid any major injuries here. So moving on to dynamic effort, upper day, doing the speed work, 80 pounds of bands, and just trying to be explosive, throwing that pause in there to just kind of be as explosive as I can out of the bottom. And I think I went up in weight a little bit. The bands were the same at 80 pounds, but the bar weight, I believe I was using 95 pounds. And they still seem to move just as fast as I think the 80 pounds I was using before. So I was happy with that. Moved on to some more dumbbell flat press, and those went fine. Like I said, still feeling a little bit of inflammation in that left delt. So got to keep an eye on that. Threw in some more pull-ups, just did one set. I think I got about 12 on that one. Forearm felt so-so. So I went ahead and just ended with the pull-downs again. And with the pull-downs here, I'm using I think 235 on the lever gym, but it's not true weight, so I think this is somewhere around about 180 probably. So yeah, then went on to some rear delt flies, or actually these are side lateral raises. Just my low back was, like I said, bothering me a little bit, so I just wanted to do a chest supported version. So I put the incline up, and the angle is a little funny on this, but these are side raises, and these felt pretty good. Didn't bother my back at all because they were chest supported. And then I did some rear delt flies as well. And of course, I've mentioned before, in addition to my lifting sessions, I do some GPP throughout the week. Try to do it at least 2 to 3 times a week. And it's usually sled drags, hill sprints, maybe even a little jogging. So just wanted to throw that in there as well, even though I never get any footage for it because I usually do it when I'm at work and usually get that opportunity to work out. Then, of course, we end with the band press downs. And then we move on to dynamic effort lower day, doing SSB speed squats using about a 95-pound bar weight, 80 pounds of chains, and we're doing 5x5s for these now for the lower day speed work. A little more challenging. I kind of like it better because I don't have to do quite as many sets, but the 5x5s are definitely a little more challenging as far as my conditioning is concerned. So same with the speed pulls. I'm using about 100 pounds of bands here and about 125 bar weight. And those felt pretty good, surprisingly, with the low back injury here. So that's promising. Like I said, I was kind of bummed out when I had the back tweak at first, but you know, being able to do the speed work and the speed pulls and still be explosive and stuff, that is a good sign. Kind of shows me that I've been building these areas up. And even though I'm still not 100% in the low back and stuff, but just to see it recovering so quickly is pretty promising and makes me feel like I'm making some progress here. So speed work went well, moved on to the belt squats. Really pushed these hard today. I think I added another 5 pounds. And that was, I think, my first or second set. But on the third set, I think I reached failure. I think I only got 9 reps on the last set. And my legs were just toast after that. Moved on to the glute ham raises. And I don't even think I got all my sets for the glute ham raises and reverse hypers. Yeah, so I got 2 sets of the glute ham raises and 3 of the reverse hypers. Usually I do 5 of the reverse hypers and 3 of the glute ham raises. For the past few weeks, I've been not supersetting, but alternating the sets because sometimes I'll do the glute ham raises and then I'm just too spent to do these reverse hypers. Usually my hamstrings are pretty fatigued. But that's going to do it for the week of training, guys. I appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.